as long as you can move, you can dance.
All right.
Yes.
Now let's get to again, Lelentle. You said it's not something that you were like interested in at the very beginning. You were just told to come and join. How has the journey been this far?
Well, it has taught me that anything can go wrong at any time, and you have to be prepared for anything, and emotionally, so that you don't get bummed down or get. Yes.
All right. Now, ha ke tla ha go morutabana ke dumela gore o ruta bana ba ba ileng gore ke ba o supang gore ke ba mongwe le mongwe ka kgonang go tsamaya go bina o ka dira. Re ka re, what are the benefits of this dance?
The benefits of dancing is that it creates exposure for young dancers. Yeah, Lelentle, I started teaching her at the age of 6. Imagine, now she's 13 years old. So at that age, she's been traveling. So she's been moving. I've been moving with these kids from in and about to South Africa. So that's where we were doing competitions. And also we have competitions here in Botswana. So it gives them exposure. So dance gives exposure, and it also creates cultural exchange. As in today we had the Chinese spring festival, autumn festival, yes. So we were there to communicate with them through the art of dancing, because I also teach Chinese. We're also communicating to other cultures what we do through our body movement. So those are one of the most important aspects, that it creates cultural exchange and also exposure, and also most of the benefits is the health benefit. It keeps you fit, it keeps you emotionally stable, like she mentioned, as in for her at her age, especially for kids, they get the opportunity to be able to monitor their time well. She standard 7. People want, I always tell people that, arts are very important. We choose something so she was still coming to the studio to come and dance, which we found that back then, so with it, it keeps you mentally fit and physically fit. And that's the health part of it, which is very important.
Right. That's incredible. Let's get to you again, Lelentle. You were talking that you were saying you really enjoy, and he mentioned that you even went outside the country, you explored with other people, it gives you exposure and even just the physical well-being. Take us through that. How have you seen the growth in your journey from the very early age until right now, going outside, meeting other people, exchange ideas and cultural exchanges? Take us through that. What is it that you really learned, and going forward, what are you aspiring for?
As much as it's a very competitive sport, it has taught me to be kind to my competitors, other dancers, and even other people that I meet. And it has also taught me to be patient with other people, because not everybody grasps the same thing at the same pace.
Right.
Yes.
Let's talk about other countries. What is it that you have learned from other countries? Because I believe you have also traveled and interacted with others who are not within this country.
Yes, it has taught me that not all cultures are the same, and it has taught me that so, and I could also learn from how they dance and how they are taught and their behavior. Yes.
All right. Now, is this dance just something that, for example, you have already mentioned that it's not something that has originated in this country. It just came in, we embraced it, and we're doing it right now. It's something that we can incorporate maybe with our own traditional dance in this country, or it should be kept pure as it is.
I believe we can still do something with it.
Yeah.
Especially because it depends on what the mood of the crowd is like, especially when it goes to when we have like show dances, but as in for competitive world, and that we keep it the same as it is. So we don't change anything, but we keep on adding some figures which can you say, oh, that on the other side or something kind of. So but usually we with it we just keep it as it is, but as a dancer we take ourselves as dancers, not only just Latin and ballroom dancers. We can do anything. We can go into contemporary, we do freestyle, we do a lot of dances, which we are now learning at our dance studio.
All right, now the Latin Ballroom Dance, can one make a Latin Ballroom Dance an investment? Because at the end of the day, we are not just doing it for the fun of it. We want to grow this. We want to make it something that one can benefit from it. You earlier on said she was writing, but also still doing this, and that means it should also bring something like money and also something that one can live out of.
Yes.
So take us through that.
We as dancers, we depend on showcasing. We need you to call us so that we can come and showcase our talent, and so that we can be able to earn something from it, because so that we can buy these expensive costumes, so that we can be able to make a living out of it at the end of the day, so that at the end of the day o bo khona go tsamaya o tshotse sengwe wa lapeng wa reng ame mama le papa ke khonne go taka 50 pula ke ne ke ile go bina ko Botswana television, they gave me this and I'm willing on traveling, I can spend on this, and 1 2 3 4 5 and 6 me on hela. In terms of financial ways, it gives a lot of birth to that. We can be able to make money out of it. We can make a living out of it, to come and share the beauty of art with you.
Right. But how do you reach out to other people maybe who didn't understand or who don't know that these dance do exist, and something that someone can, even bring investment on? How do you reach out to especially schools where young people mostly are the ones who are interested in this? How do you get out there?
So usually we always, like, we have this kind of campaigns where we go around and sharing the word, and also maybe on Facebook pages. After the competition, we share to people, because we've been getting a lot of numbers of people that we say, oh, we saw this on Facebook, you reached through social media. Or South Africa, can my child do this? And how do you explain to that person? We always take them through that course where we go to the theory part, and then we sit down and then we explain what kind of dancing. And these are the aspects of dancing, and it's only do it what you usually do. But we go out there, we give out flyers to people, and then we teach them about the importance of dancing, not only the physical part of it, where you have to go into the dance floor and dance. Like Lelentle mentioned, it really filled me with so much grace when she mentioned that emotional part of it, and how is this kid saying that it helps her emotionally, because she's a straight A student, a whole straight A student. She's a whole straight A student. Yes.
We are going to get into that one. If you have just joined us, remember we're in conversation here with Mr. Thato Kgwedi and one of his students, Lelentle Kono, coaching. They're from I'm with the founder and coach of Moonlight Dance Studio. We're talking about Latin Ballroom Dance, and how can anyone invest in this to make sure that at the end of the day we embrace or we leverage on everything that comes with this dance. Now coming to you, he mentioned good tidings to you. He says you're a straight A student.
Yes.
Let's talk about the discipline and nature that really comes with this. Most of the young people are joining clubs and all those things, and they become rascals. But this one, I can see, as he already mentioned, that it also helps with discipline. Talk to us on that one.
Yes, dance has taught me that I should manage my time very well, because as much as I want to focus on my school and dancing at the same time, I have to know and how to learn how to manage my time, because when I grow up, I want to be a lawyer, and I want to be a champion, a world champion, and I want to have my own studio there, and then I want to make ballroom and Latin well known to Botswana, because I have realized that Botswana habaitsi dancing. Yes, and going back to the academic part of it, I have learned that Keska focus on one thing at the same time, as he has mentioned, and Nike dancing. I have Niki tuta I should manage my time. At this time I'm going to read, at this time I'm coming for training. Yes.
All right, now let's talk to the issue of discipline. Ba go thusa jang gore ba le tukana kere ba le thusa jang le bana ba ilong gore le bina minono gore le nne well focused and well disciplined? Do they give you meetings go le khalema mo le sedingwa because bana ke bana?
Yes, they indeed do give us meetings. They give us feedback on how we behave and how we need to change the way we behave, and we definitely do listen to that, because it will also it's a way of, it builds behavior, builds a name. Yes, the way you behave is the way people ba tsilo go treat ka teng.
Ke dumela gore make ya gago re tsentse dingala ga tla ke tabogela gago a go teacher ga go coach a tla re tlhalosetse gore mo nakong ya gompieno le banela discipline ka tselentseng jang, and not only for them, because sometimes young people, if they find something that is away from academics, they focus most of their times there and neglect tse leng gore ke dithuto tsa bone. Le ba thusa jang to balance all this, that at the end of the day they become wholesome?
At Moonlight Dance Studio, we sit down with our students where we get to have conversations about life skills, which goes with discipline. So we usually sit down and talk about what is happening. This must change, and we don't like this. It won't take you to the place where you want to go. And how do we teach that? We talk about these issues of character, of how do you portray yourself in public. What is it that you want to be well known of? Because so that important words, it really helps them to be able, for us to be able to shape them into better champions. So through that discipline, in terms, she spoke of time management. Time is very important. We don't have time on our side. So we teach them how to manage their own time. It's what how some practicing. We train in the from 6:30 until 10:30. She has to get things done. She has to get a straight A. She must be one of the finalists or be on the podium, and that really helps them a lot in terms of achieving life aspects. Court case about that late, so she will know that I have to be on time and I have to do something and finish it.
Now let's speak to the issue of mindset change, because most of the times we are dealing with young people, and then batsadi re dumela gore ke bontsi ba sebaka batsadi ba dumela mo goreng o tla dira mo o sena na o hetsa ka dibuka tsa gago, but gone yana re khona gona gore we are talking about incorporating the two and not neglecting the other. Let's speak to the issue of mindset change. Ra go yara ba rotle ka bobedi gore ke eng gore botlhokwa gore re khone go hetola ka ha re ntse re le ba dilo ka teng, so that we are talking about also investment. This is not only just the dance, is something that one can live out of.
Yes. The issue of mindset change is very important, because as for young Botswana, we need to take into consideration to work much more better and sacrifice for what works best for us. Because now I believe with being a dance teacher and owning a dance studio with over 100 students, I want to put Botswana in a map. Not in the whole of Botswana, not only Botswana, but Africa at large. It also helps me to be able to think outside the box. Africa through the art of dancing, and to be able to say I can create employment for other people through the sport of dancing. Not only having dance coaches, but having photographers, content creators, having makeup artists behind, costume makers. There are a lot of things that we can be able to do. So that is the issue that I could address tonight. That's
incredible. I like the last part that you've just talked about, the issue of, not only about dance. We are talking about, Botswana is also talking about value chain development. Yes. It's not only about dance. There are a lot of things that are part of this. What are those? You mentioned the photography. Yes. You mentioned, take us through that. What are some of the value chains within this? Because
Latin and Ballroom it's a glamorous sport. It's a ball sport. So we need photographers to be able to capture the moments of our beautiful dancers wearing the bling-blings on the dance floor, costumes, and all that. We need makeup artists to make us look so pretty, handsome, and beautiful on the dance floor. We need costume makers, those who can be able to dress us, or to come up with a creative mind to say, the African print into this. Through that, I believe dance can create a mileage out of that. I can spend the whole night mentioning them.
Most definitely. Yeah. Now, as we are wrapping up our conversation, because most of the times, but we have seen what we have seen what you have done, or we have heard of what you have done. It's not something that really derail bana, and you are aspiring to be a lawyer. Speak to that.
Definitely. Parents should really take this into consideration to allow their kids to explore themselves through art. They should let their kids do, and because this it will create a living for your child. Who knows? And it definitely will. And parents should really let their kids to be free to explore themselves through any sport they want. Yes.
All right. Now, as we wrap up, maybe your last words.
Totala sense of hello sanka sibuang like hore areheng mino or the arts creative tono to be able to showcase what we do. Like I already have a testimony here with me, and also myself, because I'm living through dancing. I wake up in the morning to go and teach dancing, which is we usually find it go mahatsing hell. But what they mo botswana go atshela ke a tsoga maphakela ke a go ruta dance. I have a student of mine who goes to, because next week we'll be going to a competition in South Africa for 3 days. We'll be in South Africa to Stanton to go and compete. So it's work. So tota hela ke gore everybody, let's do something, any kind of sport, and make a change out of it.
All right. And that is how we have to end this conversation. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
I'll be right back with our Setswana News at 7.